So we're going to build a better backswing today using real student data from the guys at JD Golf Academy to show you how to stop swaying in your backswing, build a more solid backswing that will allow you to hit better struck iron shots, more ball than turf kind of strikes, as well as hitting better drives. These ideas apply with all. So we've got two golfers here. We've got a world-class golfer on the right and an amateur on the left. This is one of the students from the JD Golf Academy. And we can clearly see they're kicking their hips across, they're swaying. We're going to focus on the trail shin, right knee, right shin, to stabilize the backswing, get you building a better backswing. This is a common issue we see with so many students. So let's kick this off by just focusing in on the pro's trail knee here in blue on the backswing. So the trail knee kicks to the right. We can see it moving to the right with the trace on the ground. It shows us their trail knee moves to the trail side. And it stabilizes here. It doesn't go any further right when his club is parallel to the ground. Now when we look at the amateur, with the same idea, we can see in his trace here, he's still got a way to go before that knee stabilizes. Still going to the right, still going to the right, still going to the right, and stabilizes about there. So his knee stabilizes, the Tour Pro's knee and shin stabilized way earlier. How can you use this to improve your backswing and coil it up more professionally? So the beauty of using real students is we see real everyday faults that repeat. Now if you want to get on that tech, I'll put JD Golf Academy's phone number down in the description down below, because they're in Oxfordshire and it's just amazing tech. So the amateur's trail knee just kept going to the right all the way up to around here. Nothing to push off back this way, which is why we often see these kind of impacts. We also see a kickback often from these players, so we see them get quite tight to their shoulders with their backswing as they sway, and then they get this kind of kickback which chucks the club over the top, making for horrible shots. So let's try and stabilize the trail knee. The idea we're going for, and I'm going to give you a couple of drills to do it, is we want the trail knee starting over the inside of the trail foot. So feel like your trail knee kicked in to begin, just a fraction. Lots of amateurs start this way and then the sway just kicks in from the beginning. So a little bit of bracing with the trail knee to begin. Backswing. Now as we take the club back, I want you to take the club back with your arms. Obviously hips and shoulders start moving, but let your trail knee just slightly kick. So it's now over more the inside of your trail to the middle of your trail foot. So the kind of inner middle of your trail foot. Let that trail knee just kick. Now as soon as your hands get past your trail pocket, so my right pocket for me as a right-handed golfer, then that knee stabilizes, and if anything, as I start turning back, it almost starts going back towards target. That's the goal. So drill number one, just take your trail hand, point it down towards where it'd be in your normal setup position, and what I want you to do is just get the feeling of your trail knee and your trail hand starting the backswing together. So basically as I pull this back, I can see my hand and my knee through my eye, and I can see them both moving, both just kicking onto that trail side. And this is a common pattern we see with lots of great players. We see them move their pressures early to the right, and then they have this recentering, restabling. And getting the order this way round is what's going to allow you to coil and get into a better downswing position, and then in turn, better club paths, better strikes. So same thing again, I'm just going to set up, take my trail hand off, just feel that trail knee and my hand, like there's almost something connecting them, they're moving together. Both hands on, then I'm going to work with the same idea. As the club comes back, I'm going to let that trail knee goes back. Now I can feel on my foot moving from pressure on the inside to almost onto the middle of that trail foot. So I can feel it going from here to the middle as that knee goes. And you want to dial into these feelings with your feet if possible. So let that knee go as my hands go. And then just hit a few shots with that. Don't worry about the recentering at this point. We're going to do that in a second. Just get used to the knee and the hand almost moving together at the same time, like they're linked, like they're helping each other. Now we want to stabilize it. So we want to move it early so we can stabilize it. So we're moving it early so we can then, as soon as we get here, we now need to stabilize it. And the way I'm going to stabilize it, and the way I want you guys and girls to stabilize it, is that it moves with the takeaway at the beginning. Now to get the club in the air and above your shoulders and around your body, I want you now to feel like your hips are turning almost back towards the target. So they're turning this way, they're tilting, so we're going this way, and feel like the small of your back, so the middle of your back is actually turning, once you've got it over that trail foot, back towards the target. So I'm just going to put that into perspective. This is the small of your back, these are your hips. So imagine this is my pelvis, so this is my back, this is the front, this is trail hip, this is lead hip. Now if I turn and move to the trail side, that little bit of sway, and then I recenter as I turn, look where that dot goes. It goes forwards. So basically if I just go here and rotate, the small of my back actually starts going back this way. And that's the key. You have this kick, and then you want to feel like this is turning back towards wherever your target is. And this is going to be the stabilizing. This is going to be the freedom of movement, the movement of pressures to try and get the speeding and the pressures and the direction of your club working, rather than people going this way and then kicking, which is so common. I want the trail knee and the hands moving together, and then I want you to feel that dot on the back, middle of your back, really turning back towards target, and hit a few shots. Now this is going to feel for lots of golfers a little bit like this, little counterintuitive, like your parts of your body are going in different ways, and in effect they are. So many golfers want to think of the golf swing so much more in 2D, so kind of going onto this side and onto this side. And it's so much more complex than that, unfortunately. So we do need a little bit of rotating with turning and separation in our body to get the stretch with our arms, to allow the club to come down on a better path, because we've created room to bring it down, rather than getting it so close across our body because we've just swayed over towards it, and then we have to create the space on the way down, which is so often where we see the club paths coming the complete wrong way. So the trick to stop your sway, to build that better backswing, is actually getting you to have more movement to the trail side early on, rather than a slow movement to the trail side and it just continue. We need that movement, that sway, that feeling, that knee kicking off at the beginning, to then allow you to try and recenter to get those strikes you're after. Doing this with a driver is way harder, so I advise doing it with an iron to kick you off, because it's going to be a coordination meltdown at the beginning. But if you can get these two ideas, these two drills working, your strikes will really improve. If you want to hit your driver longer with better strikes, this video's got all the information continuing this idea on to help you hit that driver better.